Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're back again with another YouTube video. So I recently watched the Game Awards about 2 days ago, and I'm so glad I did. I don't normally watch like award ceremonies, even though I'm a pretty big gamer. I don't really watch the Game Awards, but this year I decided to tune in because there's so many stacked games that were being released this year. We had Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate, Alan Wake 2, we had The Legend of Zelda. And as you guys probably already know, Baldur's Gate did win Game of the Year. I already saw a bunch of Spider-Man 2 fanboys just losing it, pretty much saying that Baldur's Gate fans are a bunch of basement dwellers. And when they announced the Game of the Year, I saw a bunch of people in the chat just going, "Huh? What? Who? Who? Who?" It was so goofy. It's like, it's a good game. It's a really good game, and it definitely deserved Game of the Year. Spider-Man 2 was a good game too, but Baldur's Gate definitely deserved Game of the Year 100%. Not only that, but the developers also had the whole idea that microtransactions should not be in video games. So the fact that a game that had 0 microtransactions won Game of the Year is a good point to put out to the rest of the other developers who have just completely riddled their games with microtransactions. But that being said, that wasn't even the most talked about thing that happened. Yes, the Game of the Year wasn't the most talked about thing that happened at the Game Awards. This, what I'm about to talk about, was more talked about than the Bill Clinton incident that happened last year. So this all revolves around a guy named Christopher Judge, who is the voice actor for Kratos in the very popular God of War series. And he was hosting, he was giving out some awards, and he decided to make a joke that apparently pissed off a big majority of people on Twitter. So I'm going to go ahead and play the joke here, and we're going to just talk about it.
All right. I get it. I'm not going to stand up here making long speeches. I'm going to stick to the script. No 8-minute speech like last year. But fun fact, my speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign.
So yeah, that was the joke. He was targeting at the Modern Warfare 3 campaign that came out this year that was extremely short. And obviously the joke is in reference to his 8-minute long speech that he did last year that he kind of got criticized for. So I thought it was fun. He was kind of making fun of himself, but he was also kind of making fun of Call of Duty. And you'd think Call of Duty devs would take this on the chin and be like, you know what? It was funny. He's kind of right. There's some truth in that. Maybe we should start making our campaigns a little bit longer, putting in a little bit more effort in our campaigns. But instead, they threw a massive fit. Some Call of Duty fanboys, too, were just completely losing it on Twitter. And for me, for instance, I like Call of Duty. Right? I like the OG Call of Duties. I'm probably playing Modern Warfare 3 right now in the gameplay. You know, the good Modern Warfare 3. And I think it's the fans' jobs to call out Activision when they do bullshit like this. That Modern Warfare 3 campaign was extremely short. Not to mention, it was even shorter given the fact that half the missions were just filler Warzone style missions where you just dropped into an open map and you just had to run around and do objectives. You know what I mean? That's lazy. That is extremely lazy. You know what I mean? So I thought that joke was hilarious. So we're going to look at how people are responding to it, especially some Call of Duty past developers and other developers. So we have this guy named Anna Anson saying, "My speech is longer than the COD campaign. Lizardman thinks he's funny, yet COD sold more on PlayStation than God of War and God of War Ragnarok combined." So I keep seeing this argument where people are saying that Call of Duty is more of a successful franchise, which is such a stupid statement because it's like Call of Duty has almost twice as many games as you know what I mean, God of War does. Not to mention, God of War just takes their time when they want to decide to release a game. You know, I see Call of Duty kind of as the shorts form of like gaming entertainment. You're going to get Call of Duty every year, right? They just push it out. That's why Call of Duty is so big, is because they push it out constantly every year. God of War takes their time and makes very good articulated campaigns, and then they release it. So yeah, I would assume Call of Duty probably sells more on PlayStation, but that's not even a good argument because Call of Duty is just pushing out way more games. I feel like if God of War was pushing out just as many games as Call of Duty would, they would be popular too, just as popular as Call of Duty. But no, they take their time with their campaigns, which is something Call of Duty needs to do as well. So we have another tweet here that's actually from a developer saying that Christopher Judge guy writes all his own material, I heard. Talented. Yeah, good one. We have Darcy Stanley saying, honestly, as Call of Duty developers, we've heard way worse, but we don't expect it from a peer at an event that's supposed to be celebrating this year's achievements in gaming, especially with all the information that leaked about its development. Oh, boo-hoo, fucking cry me a river. This is what pisses me off. Oh, well, we've heard way worse. Then why are you guys being so fucking salty about it? Oh, because it was from a peer? he's not even your peer. He literally is just a voice actor in the gaming industry. I've heard other voice actors too give their pieces on other gaming franchises. Just because he's in the gaming gaming atmosphere doesn't mean he can't judge or make jokes towards other gaming companies. It's that simple. Like, it's so goofy how hard these Call of Duty developers are taking this. Maybe instead of you guys whining and complaining about a joke, maybe next year you guys make a longer and better campaign. This other guy named Tickle Matter saying, imagine having Shorts users engagement once the game is consumed. Can't relate. It's very cool. And then we have this other guy saying, funny, but yeah, the metrics that Call of Duty absolutely destroys all the God of War games, probably combined, to be honest, is also equally laughable, if not more. Dude, these Call of Duty fanboys are just coping so hard. We have another comment here saying, after Christopher Judge got totally humiliated by devs around the world for making a spiteful joke. I don't think a bunch of devs whining on Twitter is considered humiliating Judd, like Christopher. I think that's so goofy. What a bunch of copium. About a game that is 10 times better than anything he has done. He is now in shock. Or now he's now in shook. The fuck? But no, this is so goofy. Not only am I not just going to take your tweet seriously, because you cannot debate the fact that Christopher Judge does not do a good job as Kratos, and you also can't argue the fact that God of War isn't a very good game franchise. They have very good campaigns, and they have very good storytelling campaigns. You know what I mean? So this is just such a copium thing to say that, oh, Call of Duty's better about a game that is 10 times better than anything he's ever done. I would hardly say Modern Warfare 3 is even close to being to the caliber of God of War Ragnarok. There are two reactions I'm expecting. He apologizes for his unnecessary malice comment. He doubles down and exposes himself for being a salty pony. Which path is he going to take? And when I read this, I'm like, okay, this is clearly an Xbox fanboy, right? This is clearly someone who's extremely salty about the successful nature of God of War and PlayStation exclusive. And lo and behold, look at their hashtag. Hashtag Xbox, hashtag Xbox Game Pass, hashtag PlayStation. I also went to their account and look at that Xbox Enjoyer. You know what I mean? I play Xbox too. But I don't get salty when PlayStation gets a really good exclusive, because Xbox also has good exclusives. These console wars are so fucking stupid because they're just a bunch of pity basement dwellers that can't accept that each console gets their own good exclusives. You know what I mean? I've watched people play God of War Ragnarok. That was an extremely good game. But I'm still an Xbox fan. So this is getting ridiculous. So yeah, that's just some of the comments. Just a bunch of copium, man. Just a bunch of copium. It's a fucking joke at the end of the day. Like, seriously, it's a joke. It's a joke. And if you take a joke the wrong way, that means that you're insecure about the joke. And that's on you. That's all I got to say about that. He wasn't being malice. He wasn't trying to be mean. It was just a simple joke that called out how quick and how poorly, like, he didn't even call out how poorly done it is, but how short the Call of Duty campaign was. But that being said, if you guys like this video, leave a like, subscribe. Also, let me know your comments in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Counting sheep, but there's one I always miss.